We got the fire warm and the stars are out tonight. All I need is you and I. You're the one I adore, and with you by my side, we are free in paradise. When you kiss me, I feel like paradise. It may be the coldest outside, but when you touch me, it's like a summer night. It may be the coldest outside.
Hello Taurus, this is Inspire 2016 with your weekly tarot reading for the week commencing the 7th of November until the 13th of November 2016. The first card for you is representing, how do you feel about yourself? Your card is the King of Swords. You need to remain detached and objective in a specific situation, in order to ascertain the truth and seek out only the facts. You need to use your intellect to prove your point and succeed. Your education and experience are important, but so are your day-to-day observations and thoughts. You can also solve problems by using history, rules, laws and diplomacy. You need to adopt a very stern but fair role. You have clarity of mind and can perceive the truth right now, so you must take the lead with providing an objective point of view. You are well positioned to judge your situation appropriately and identify the limiting behaviors that are getting in the way. This is a time when you need to leave emotions out of it, and remain as objective and rational as possible. You may need to reason with others and be quite direct about what you are observing. You may be concerned that you are not being particularly caring or sympathetic, but at this point in time, this detachment is what is needed most. Similarly, the King of Swords encourages you to use your logic and intellect to navigate your path ahead. You will need to get to the heart of the matter, make firm and well-researched decisions, and ensure that you are firm but fair in your dealings with others. You need to be able to take any situation, look at it with total impartiality, and then come to a decision that is both fair and insightful. This king is also a man of the highest ethical standards. It is impossible to corrupt him, and as such he acts as a pillar of strength who gives sound advice to everyone, no matter who they are. What is more, he firmly expects others to operate by the rules of the law and will not tolerate others who break the law. The second card for you is representing, what do you want most right now? Your card is the Six of Pentacles. What do you want most right now is receiving a loan or giving a financial assistance to those in need. Now that you have lived through the darkness long enough to see the inner light, it is time to help others who are not so fortunate. Consider giving to charity or reaching out a helping hand to someone who needs your support. The generosity of the Six does not limit itself to money and material things. Giving of your time or your wisdom is often just as spiritually fulfilling as giving away money or gifts, and the intangible gift of your presence is received just as well, if not better. You may also be inclined to make a loan to someone, on the premise that they will eventually pay you back once they are back on their feet. This is a loan built on trust and good faith, knowing that if you give something away, it will come back to you. Remember, though, that this is more about a short-term fix and not a sustainable solution towards self-sufficiency. So, think about how you can financially support your family or friends in a way that encourages them to stand on their own 2 feet eventually. If you are the beggars in the Six of Pentacles, then you may be the recipient of someone else's charitable activities. This will help you to get back on your feet and to eventually repay the charitable organization or individual, either with your time or your restored wealth. You will also need to identify ways in which you can become more self-sufficient in the long run. The risk of accepting charity is that you become dependent on it and cannot look after yourself. Be mindful that you are not becoming submissive or noticeably desperate as a result of the charity that someone else is providing you. The third card for you is representing your fears. Your card is the Nine of Swords. You are full of fear, worry, anxiety and not being able to sleep because your thoughts are running at 100 miles an hour. You are working yourself up and becoming incredibly stressed and anxious when, really, this does not have to be a complicated issue. You have a tendency to get very worked up about how bad a situation appears, losing sight of what it is really happening and what opportunities are available to you. What is needed here is for you to stop and objectively examine the reality of the situation. Bring yourself back to earth by uncovering your fears and anxieties and working to reduce the impact of those fears and anxieties on your life. Know that it is going to be okay, no matter what. Overall, your worry and despair may actually be causing you harm. The more you worry about something, the more likely it is you will manifest your worst nightmares. Do not let this nightmare become your reality. Take a deep breath and realize that life is not as bad as it seems and that the more you worry, the more harm you are doing to yourself. It is also possible that you have already worked through this period of worry and depression and are beginning to make recovery. You may have recently come to the realization that it is not as bad as you had made it out to be, and you are beginning to relax and calm yourself about what was once a terrifying situation. You may also find that your dreams are very telling at this time. Use a dream journal to help you analyze what is happening at a subconscious level. The fourth card for you is representing what is going for you. Your card is the Nine of Pentacles. You have worked hard to get here, so now, sit back and relax and enjoy some of life's luxuries. You deserve it. Do not be afraid to splurge, indulge or pamper yourself, particularly if it is as a reward for all of your hard work. Treat yourself to a special occasion, to simply celebrate the journey you have been on to achieve your goals and to re-energize yourself for the next phase. You are close to reaching completion, so acknowledge this and then prepare for what will come after. Sometimes, however, the Nine of Pentacles can indicate that you are close to reaching your goal but you have not yet made it. So, as a result, you may want to stick to your program and continue sacrificing until you have reached that goal. You are showing great self-discipline and self-control to ensure you get to where you want to be. Whilst the Suit of Pentacles typically focuses on material wealth and gain, the Nine of Pentacles also suggests that you are in harmony with the nature that is around you. You have an appreciation for the beauty and abundance found in nature and you are able to harness this energy to bring pleasure into your life. You may enjoy gardening or floristery, or you may simply like to pass your time in the beauty of nature with picnics or walks in the park. The Nine of Pentacles can indicate a time of restraint, poise and grace. The figure in the card is very ladylike and refined. She lives a comfortable, luxurious lifestyle and is able to keep herself looking nice. This is a time when you need to carry yourself with grace and refinement, and to be tactful and diplomatic in your dealings with others. The fifth card for you is representing what is going against you. Your card is the Queen of Swords. You are afraid and very emotionally involved in a particular situation or issue, but this may be distorting your perception of the situation at hand. You need to use your head a little bit more to understand what is happening and read the signals more accurately. Look at your situation objectively and think with your head and not your heart, as this may give you a better picture of the situation and help you evaluate what you need to do next. Similarly, the Queen of Swords suggests that relationships are clouding your usually clear vision. You need to refocus your goals or direction, yet you are hesitating due to a desire not to disturb the positive balance and harmony of your relationships with others. At the end of the day, you need to be more hard-edged, confident and assertive in order to be successful. Clear sight and analysis, objective weighing of options and ideas for the future, and even carefully considering but not necessarily choosing the alternatives are essential right now. On the other hand, the Queen of Swords can come across as cold-hearted, bitter, resentful and bitchy, particularly if she is completely devoid of any emotion or compassion for others. In her quest to get to the bottom of an issue, she puts a lot of other people offside and loses her support base. She isolates herself from others and is seen as narrow-minded, intolerant, and mean. The last card for you is representing the likely outcome that you may have. Your card is the Five of Cups. You are letting go of the past and learning from your mistakes. This card can often reflect a person who is caught up in the past and unable to move on, missing out on new opportunities. Bitter memories from the past continue to bother you, and often a great deal of the blame for past actions is placed on yourself and your inadequacies. To some it would seem that there is no way out of this situation, but the tarot always shows problems on one hand and solutions on the other. Forgiveness and the ability to recover after emotional loss are necessary. If you are feeling disappointed by another person's actions, and then find it within your heart to forgive that person, releasing yourself from the disappointment. You may also need to reassess your expectations that have led you to this disappointment. Were you expecting too much? Remember, too, that hindsight is much clearer than foresight, and present-day wisdom is gained from the mistakes of the past. Reflect on what led you to this point and understand what important lessons you can take from the experience. Even when things go pear-shaped, there is always something positive that can be gained by reflecting on the lessons learned. While it is true that much has been lost, there is still a ray of hope because some of the cups in this card remain full and upright. You must not pity yourself when you find yourself in his situation. Instead of looking at the situation from a glass-is-half-empty perspective, look at it from a glass-is-half-full perspective. Last but not least, the guidance card for you is Love Yourself. This card reminds you of how beautiful your indigo mission, life, and soul are. You deserve happiness, and the most powerful way to bring it into your life is to be a source of it. Love yourself even if it doesn't seem natural, and you'll be a conduit for higher energy. Take time today to focus on at least one thing you appreciate about yourself. Your relationship with you is the most intimate one you'll have in this lifetime. The more you love yourself, the more you can focus your energy specifically on the greater good.
I hope that you enjoy everything, and if you like the reading, just please click subscribe and you will get instant notifications every time we publish a new video right to your YouTube. Thanks.